Good morning, friends. We are working on some Friendsgiving prep. Tomorrow night we're doing Friendsgiving, and I'm just kind of getting some preliminary stuff done just because tomorrow my kids are going to my brother's house and they're going to be there until Saturday. And so tomorrow I really know I'm going to be able to get a majority of the work done. It's almost impossible for me to really get a lot of prep done while my kids are around. If I'm in the kitchen, they want to be in here. They want to be helping. But right now, it's rest time. I'm going to be able to get a little bit done. I wanted to do a shaved Brussels sprout pomegranate salad, and I'm going to link the recipe below, and we're going to make it together. It is a shaved Brussels sprout salad with pomegranate and candied pecans. So we're going to caramelize the pecans. I have to chop them up and do all that fun stuff. So I thought it would be fun to hang out with me and we can chat while I work on this. The first thing I have to do is chop up these pecans. So it looks like I'm sitting on the floor. That's because I am. I have a pretty small kitchen, and I brought this in to get a little more space. And this is like a table that we've had sitting outside, and it should get higher, but it's not because it's been sitting outside for so long. And it actually worked out because this morning I was able to make something while my kids hung out with me, and they just got to hang out while I bopped around in the kitchen and they could help me this table as opposed to fighting over counter space with each other. This recipe asks that the pecans be halved, but I'm not going to go through and have 4 cups of pecans. I'm just not going to do that. So I have like my mallet and I'm just going to break them slightly to get them done to like a decent thing. This is my second Friendsgiving. I guess I could just break them, that might be fast. We're hosting at our house. Last year we did it more of like a potluck style. And this year I didn't explicitly tell people to not bring anything, but I kind of just didn't really mention it and I just sent out the invite. I don't really know what we're going to end up with this year, but I really did have the intention of like, I'm just going to do 80% of the food. Just think we're going to have 20 people this year. There's a lot of people for our. Actually don't really mind making all the food. It's kind of like what I really enjoy doing. I made all the food for my brother's rehearsal dinner this year, and I did have help, and I am going to have help making a lot of the food tomorrow. I have a friend coming over to hang out with me, and she's going to be like my sous chef for the day, and so I'll be able to get so much done tomorrow. But this is what I love to do. I think for me, I am an acts of service person. I like giving people gifts. I like making things for people. It really is like the way that I show love. This year, I'm making a majority of the food. I have almost all the desserts done, and it's time to work on the actual meal. Everything's going to be relatively simple, but I'm really excited about this salad because it looks amazing. So what we have to do now is make the candied pecans, and I have to do that on my stove, so we're going to move over there. The rest of the recipe, I think I'm going to use this bowl as long as it creates enough to like really utilize the space of the bowl. I'm planning on making it all right now, including the dressing, and I'm going to hopefully have enough to fill up this bowl. And I thrifted this ceramic bowl last week at the. I am going to shred my Brussels sprouts. I was going to shred them with like a cheese grater, but that just makes it the shreds are too short. So I'm just gonna chop it, which is gonna take a really long time. And I could definitely put it in my food processor, but my food processor is in the wash. I'll see how much of this I can take. It's going to be 2 bags. I'm doubling this. It's got to be able to feed 20 people. My 3-year-old decided to come in, keep me company for a while. Now she's left, but I just finished cutting up the first bag. I got the first bag done, and it actually did. I've done a few from that second bag, but filled this up pretty nicely. So I don't think I'm gonna have to switch bowls. In a groove, I don't think I'm gonna need to pull out my food processor. I'm just cutting off the core and then doing like cutting it in half and then doing really thin slices down the other way. And then as I throw it into the bowl, I'm kind of separating the layers just a little bit, not like every single layer is being separated, but just enough to like kind of fluff it up a little bit. I have 2 pomegranates. I got this big, I went to Costco yesterday. I meant to get Parmesan cheese at Aldi, and I completely, that was like the one thing I forgot. So I was like, I'll just get it at Costco. The only hard Parmesan cheese that was like in a full block was this, and it's legit Parmigiano Reggiano. It's $15 a pound, so this was like $25 for this big thing, which I'm not going to use the whole thing. So I mean, I'm sure I will use that. But when I checked out, I didn't even see the sticker that said like how, I just grabbed the first one. And yeah, I spent $25 on Parmesan cheese, which is fine. I'm actually really excited to open it up because I really want to try it. I think it's just those 3 main ingredients, and then I'll make the dressing. If you're worried about using Brussels sprouts like uncooked, the acidity from the dressing, especially if it sits overnight, should be enough to like really break down, because even for me, Brussels sprouts, if they're not really well cooked, they will mess with my stomach majorly. They're just very, they're a very hearty vegetable. They have to be cooked really well for them to not really bother my stomach. That and asparagus. I love a good, like a salad that utilizes winter hardy vegetables like this, that really bring freshness to an otherwise very heavy meal like a Thanksgiving dinner. And it has that, Christmas Thanksgiving vibe with the red from the pomegranates and the nuts and the little bit of spice from that cayenne pepper. I'm just really excited about this. I think it's going to be really good. I still have plenty to do, but it's all going to work out really well. I have 2 pomegranates that I am going to just pull apart. It says the recipe calls for how many? 1.5 cups. I'm just gonna do 2 regardless, because that's what I have, and I'm not about to go back to the grocery store for a single pomegranate. But I got these actually really cheap right now. So the menu for tomorrow, I'm doing for appetizers, I am making deviled eggs, obviously, because how can you not? And then we're doing some, I bought ground lamb that I'm going to mix with, at Aldi they have, it's Wagyu, but I don't really know if it's like, I highly doubt it's like the legit Wagyu beef for like $4.99. So I'm mixing ground lamb with that, urban meatballs. And then I'm making this adorable pumpkin roll of brie wrapped in puff pastry, and that's gonna get baked, and it's gonna be like hot and gooey, super delicious. And then I'm doing, so that's gonna be appetizers. Is there anything else in the apps? I don't know if everybody's gonna want to eat these, but it's like a caviar waffle bites with creme fraiche. I had to drive all over town trying to find creme fraiche. Those are going to be really good. Aldi has, if you know what boursin is, it's like a cheese dip. I bought that, and I saw this recipe that used that, and you add like some kind of preserve over top, and I was going to mix it, but my fear is that not everybody's really going to like it. So I might just have them sitting next to each other, and people can decide if they want to mix them on top. I have some baguette crisps from Aldi, and then pita crisps from Aldi, and people can eat them on those. So not like, I'm not doing a whole cheese board or anything like that, just because that's really expensive, especially if I'm going to try to do it for 20 people. For dinner, we have a whole, you know, I'm doing 2 turkeys. I have 2 12-pound turkeys. I'm doing the salad. I'm doing some really yummy roasted carrots, green beans with bacon on top. I'm doing a cream corn pudding. It's like a classic, but I love that stuff. And then mashed potatoes. And then I'm going to do little, like, instead of doing, I was going to do sweet mashed potatoes and then regular mashed potatoes. But I figured instead of doing both, sweet potato rounds are going to be like kind of stacked. And they're going to, be super yummy. So that's the pomegranate, which actually I don't have a ton. It's not as much as I was hoping it would. Oh wait, but I still have a whole nother pomegranate. That's why I was like, well, that's not as much as I was hoping, but I still have a whole nother pomegranate. So I'm going to cut that open and dig that out. And then for dessert, I made a tiramisu, and I made like the homemade lady fingers and everything, but it's a chai tiramisu because I thought that would be a little more appropriate for Thanksgiving and stuff. So I've never made a tiramisu before, but so we'll see. I'm gonna pull it out of the freezer today, and then hopefully tomorrow I can test it to see if it's actually any good. I made a brulee pumpkin pie, and I just this morning I made like a pecan tart, and then I'm going to make I'm trying to decide if I want to just do another. I have all the stuff for it. I would just need to buy more sugar, but I was trying to decide if I wanted to do a regular pumpkin pie because I could whip that up really quick. If I wanted to just do a blueberry pie because I have all the stuff for that as well. If I did a blueberry pie, I wouldn't be able to do both because I only have 2 more crusts left. I guess I could always make another crust, but I don't know. I just don't really want to have to make another crust. I've been making crusts, so many crusts, and it's just a lot of work. I could always buy a crust, but I don't want to have to go back to the grocery store. So we'll see. I think I'm just gonna wait and see. I do know that one of the girls, somebody that's coming, is making cinnamon rolls, so there will be a lot of desserts. I'm always so paranoid that there's just not going to be enough food, and I want people to have their fill, you know. Oh, obviously I'm doing stuffing. I'm not going to do like where you actually stuff the turkey with the stuffing. I'm doing kind of like the classic dressing type of stuff. That's what we always had. We never really had like the real stuffing. And then I'm also doing, there was one other thing. Oh, gravy, obviously, but I always just do the graving from the dripping. So I'll make that pretty much when everybody gets there right before we eat dinner. Oh, and mac and cheese. Okay, so now that I'm like saying this all out, there's gonna be plenty of food for everybody. And then obviously I want to be able to have leftovers. So we'll definitely have leftover turkey. We had so much leftover turkey last year. I still have homemade turkey noodle soup in the freezer from last year that I either need to throw away or probably just need to toss. That's done. We're gonna add apples, and then we'll make the dressing. I am not even going to peel them because I'm gonna chop them so small into like little cubes that I'll spend time doing that. And my peeler, somebody stole. I don't know. My vegetable peeler is missing. I don't know what happened to it. Oh, and I made a German apple cake. I completely forgot about the German apple cake.
Did you using the cheese yet?
Oh, I have not opened the cheese yet. I will let you know. I'm doing the apples. My daughter's really excited about trying this cheese. I'm going to add Parmesan cheese, and then I'm gonna make the dressing. I'm gonna just taste test. All right. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's so much softer than normal cheese. Like, or not normal cheese, but like just like the normal Parmesan cheese. I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do it this way, is I'm gonna cut it long ways, as thin as I can, and then break those thin pieces. Yeah, kind of do like this. trying to follow it, and then see if I had like my vegetable peeler, that would be a lot easier. And I'm sure there's a much better way to do this than what I'm doing right now. But this is what I have decided. Hey Greta, I just opened the cheese. But, oh my goodness, it looks so good. And I can always shred a little bit and add it to the table. People feel like they want more cheese. That's too big of a piece. It's just gonna be really hard not to eat while I'm cutting. You want another piece?
Yeah. What is this cheese?
Parmesan.
Oh. Did Daddy buy this at Costco?
I did buy it at Costco.
No, Dad bought it.
Yeah, Daddy. Yes. Technically, Daddy bought it, yeah. Yeah, we did see macarons there. So there's probably about a cup and a half of Parmesan. I'm going to mix this. I'm breaking apart some of the pieces that are a little bit bigger. I am sure this is going to be like the hit. I'm going to set this to the side, but so let's see if maybe I can do like that. I'm going to make the dressing, and then I will try to figure out a way to put it in my fridge, because my fridge is stocked. So try to stick it in the fridge and it'll chill overnight. I will add the pecans tomorrow. Here is everything for the dressing. I always like to make these in like a wide mouth. So we're doing the juice from one lemon. I love this lemon. My husband just found this lemon juicer, the citrus juicer from a thrift store a couple weeks ago, but it has this extra ridge on the inside to help keep the seeds from going in. Add that to there, and then I'm just gonna add whatever I have left of this mustard because there's not much in it. What I'll do today too is just put the lid on and shake it really good. I don't even whisk it. This is 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm gonna do 6-ish. And then apple cider vinegar. You could even just use immersion blender too. And probably like 2 tablespoons. This is raw honey. Some salt and pepper. I am dangerously low on salt, which is frustrating. I'm gonna have to brine the turkey tonight, so I have to go out. I'm gonna have to go to the grocery store either way because I need more salt. I'm going to add a lid, and then I'm just going to shake this up really well. We're gonna add this to the salad. Lovely. I'm gonna use this to fold it in, and then I'm gonna cover this. The thing that kind of sucks is it has been nice. Like today it's 50 degrees outside, so it, you know, the warmer weather has been nicer and easier to deal with. The only downside is that for Thanksgiving and things, when you live in Michigan, it's like you can use your back porch, or like last year it was so cold. I think it was a low of like 25 or something outside. Like chill all your drinks. Everything has to be in the fridge this year because it's like in the 50s. I'm gonna have to figure out a good spot in the fridge for it, but this is looking really good. So I'm gonna cover this up and put it in the fridge. I'll add the pecans tomorrow. And so this is the finished look without the pecans. But thank you for hanging out with me for the past, you know, whoever knows how long I'll edit this video down to. But I will see you next week, and I also will link this recipe down below for you guys if you guys want to try it.